Move, purple girl! Rick James's three-word insult echoed through the forum when he shoved Prince aside mid-concert and grabbed microphone in front of 18,000 people, attacking not just Prince's performance, but his masculinity in desperate attempt to reclaim spotlight that Rick believed Prince had stolen from him. And for 10 seconds after Rick started performing unauthorized Super Freak while security moved towards stage, it looked like established funk legend had successfully humiliated rising superstar. But then, Prince walked behind Rick with guitar aimed at amplifier, turned volume to maximum, and produced 10 seconds of ear-piercing feedback that forced Rick to drop microphone and fall to knees, clutching ears, proving that attack on someone's gender expression doesn't diminish their power when that person responds not with violence or defensiveness, but with controlled demonstration of creative dominance that makes 18,000 people erupt in support, while humiliated attacker learns that trying to steal someone's kingdom by questioning their masculinity only works if victim believes masculinity is defined by aggression rather than artistry. But Rick's choice to attack Prince's gender presentation by calling him Purple Girl instead of challenging his musicianship directly wasn't random insult but strategic attempt to undermine Prince, where Rick believed he was most vulnerable, because 1984 music industry still operated on traditional masculine codes, where funk and rock credibility required projecting aggressive heterosexual masculinity, leather jackets and chest hair and sexual conquest narratives, making Prince's purple wardrobe and eyeliner and ambiguous presentation seem like weakness that could be exploited, which is why Rick thought public emasculation would succeed where musical competition had failed, not understanding that Prince's power came precisely from refusing traditional masculine performance and that attacking someone for breaking gender rules only works when target agrees those rules matter, which Prince didn't. July 1984, Manhattan, Rolling Stone offices. Interview with Rick James, 36, established funk star. Journalist. Rick. Prince's success. Your thoughts? Rick lighting cigarette, frustrated. Prince. Talented kid. Good guitarist. But let's be honest, he learned funk from me. Super Freak dropped 1981. That bass line? That funk rock fusion? I pioneered that sound. Then 1999 comes out 1982. Similar sound. That's not coincidence. That's blueprint being followed. I'm not saying he stole. I'm saying he borrowed, heavily, without acknowledgement. Journalist. Has Prince credited your influence? Never. Every interview? I learned from James Brown, Sly Stone, Jimi Hendrix. Never mentions Rick James. Like I don't exist. I'm 8 years older. I was here first. I pioneered funk rock fusion. Then Prince makes millions using that template, gets movie deal, and acts like I'm irrelevant. Journalist. Purple. Rain is massive. Does that bother you? Rick, leaning forward. Media acts like he invented funk, like there was no Rick James before Prince showed up. I built career being unapologetically black, sexual, funky. Now, some kid in purple puts eyeliner on and suddenly he's revolutionary. You know what I'm doing? Going to his concert, LA Forum, August 15th. I'll be there, taking back my spotlight. He owes me, and tonight he pays. Interview published July 20th. Music industry buzzing. Funk Wars headline. Rick James's decision to publicly challenge Prince wasn't just ego-driven rivalry, but desperate attempt by established artist to remain visible in industry already treating him like relic, not understanding that attacking Prince's gender presentation would backfire when Prince responded not by defending masculinity, but by demonstrating that power comes from artistry, not from conforming to traditional masculine codes Rick mistakenly believed were prerequisite for funk credibility. August 15th, 1984, The Forum, 6:00 p.m. Rick James arrived backstage. Leather jacket, sunglasses, Prince's dressing room. Rick entered, Prince applying eyeliner. Rick, Didn't expect you. Rick pacing. We need to talk. Rolling Stone, you read it? I did. You said I copied you. Super Freak pioneered your sound. You took my blueprint, made millions. Never said thanks. Tonight, acknowledge me. On stage, 18,000 people. Say, Rick James taught me funk, Prince firm. I acknowledge you contributed, but I won't say you taught me. You were one influence, not the influence. Rick voice rising. You arrogant? Rick, this is my concert. I respect what you did, but I don't owe you public declaration. Rick bitter. Your kingdom? We'll see, Purple Girl. Tonight I'm reminding 18,000 where funk really comes from, not from androgynous kid, from man, Prince calm. You're being disrespectful in my dressing room. You're not performing tonight. Rick at door. Enjoy your kingdom. Tonight I'm taking back. What's mine? Prince to assistant. Alert security. Rick might try something. Don't remove unless I signal. Rick's threat, combined with Purple Girl insult, revealed strategy wasn't just about musical credit, but about attacking Prince's gender presentation to undermine authority, because Rick believed Prince's power could be diminished by questioning masculinity in front of fans who Rick assumed would side with traditional masculine performer, not realizing Prince's audience loved him precisely because he refused conventional masculinity. 8 p.m. Prince took stage. Let's go crazy. 18,000 erupting. Rick watching from side stage wings. Security monitoring. First hour flawless. Delirious. 1999. Little red Corvette. Prince commanding stage. Sheila E. noticed Rick. Tension building. Whispered to bandmate. Something's wrong. 9 p.m. When doves cry. Prince at white grand piano. Spotlights focused. Intimate moment. 18,000 quieting, Rick watching. This was it. Prince exposed. Sitting. Can't defend himself. Rick walked onto stage. Confident stride. Entering spotlight. 18,000. Confusion. Who's that? What's happening? Prince, absorbed in performance, didn't notice Rick's approach, which meant when Rick suddenly shoved Prince's shoulder and grabbed microphone, it created genuine shock, as 18,000 witnesses realized they were watching uninvited invasion by established legend attempting hostile takeover. Not understanding Prince's apparent vulnerability was strategic positioning, allowing sonic weapon response he'd been preparing since backstage meeting. Rick straight to Prince. Hand on shoulder. Shoved. Not violent, but aggressive. Prince stumbled off bench. Stood. Shocked. Rick grabbing microphone stand, taking control. Move, Purple Girl. This stage too small for you. Time for real man to perform. 18,000. Mixed reaction. Confusion. Boos. Curiosity. Shock. Rick taking microphone. 18,000 people. You came to see Prince? You're getting Rick James. The real funk. Started Super Freak. A cappella. She's a very kinky girl. This is where Prince learned everything. Real funk, not synthesized pop. Some cheering, others booing. Chaos. Prince standing stage left, guitar in hand, watching, calm, security moving. Prince raised hand. Stop. I've got this. Rick gaining confidence. I still got it. This is my stage. Always has been. Prince walked to guitar amplifier. Turned volume. Max. 10. Activated distortion pedal, red light glowing, activated feedback pedal, weapon loaded. Rick performing. She's a super freak, Prince. Positioned behind Rick. Guitar aimed at amp. 10 feet. Perfect distance for maximum feedback. Front rows noticing, anticipation building. Prince took breath. Raised guitar, strummed, hard, open strings, maximum volume. Feedback. Screaming through forum, ear-piercing, sustained, sound like air raid siren, like sonic weapon designed for this moment. 18,000 gasped. Many covering ears. Rick dropped microphone, hands to ears, face contorted, stumbled backward, lost balance, fell to knees, grimacing, ears ringing, overwhelmed. Prince sustaining feedback. 10 seconds. Teaching lesson. defending territory, not violence, controlled sonic assault. Finally, muted, silence. 18,000, eruption. Prince defended his stage. 18,000, gasped, many covering ears. Rick dropped microphone, hands to ears, face contorted, stumbled backward, lost balance, fell to knees, grimacing, overwhelmed. Prince sustaining feedback, 10 seconds, teaching lesson. Finally, muted, silence. 18,000, eruption. Prince defended his stage. Rick on knees, ears ringing, disoriented, humiliated. Prince's response with feedback instead of violence proved power doesn't come from matching aggressor's weapon, but from using your own with precision, demonstrating that questioning someone's masculinity only works when target believes traditional masculine retaliation is correct answer, which Prince didn't, choosing instead to show kings defend kingdoms with creativity, not aggression. Prince walked to microphone stand, kicked it back to center, picked up mic. Rick still on knees, 18,000 watching silently. Rick, you came to my house, my stage. Tried to take what's mine. You forgot something. Paused. This stage isn't just wood and lights. This is my kingdom. I built it, earned it, and kings don't fight with fists. Pointed at guitar. Kings fight with sound. You wanted to prove you're stronger? You just learned. Strength isn't volume of voice. It's control of weapon. You say I copied you. Maybe I learned from you. Maybe I didn't, but one thing's certain. You don't own funk. You contributed, but you don't own it. And you definitely don't own this stage. Not tonight. Not ever. Security arriving. Helping Rick up. Escort Mr. James out. Gently. He's not enemy. He's just confused about whose stage this is. 18,000. Standing ovation. Defense. Philosophy. Restraint. Power without violence. Rick being led off. Looking back. Humiliation visible, but also respect forming. Prince returned to piano, resumed, When Doves Cry. Prince's kings fight with sound, not fists, wasn't just explanation, but statement of philosophy about masculine power that contradicted Rick's assumption that gender non-conforming presentation indicated weakness, proving attacking someone's masculinity only works when target believes masculinity requires aggressive heterosexual performance codes Prince had transcended. Have you watched someone respond to personal attack, not by defending on attacker's terms, but by redefining what power looks like? Rick attacked Prince's gender presentation, thinking it was vulnerability, not understanding Prince's power, came precisely from refusing traditional masculine performance. How do you respond when someone attacks your identity? Share moment when you realized defending yourself doesn't mean accepting attackers' framing. 10:30 p.m. Concert finished. Band gathering. Sheila E. That feedback. Where did that come from? Prince removing stage clothes. Rick needed lesson about boundaries. Words weren't working. Had to use language he'd understand. Sound. The purple girl comment was designed to humiliate, make me defend masculinity on his terms. If I'd punched him, I'd be proving his point, that real men use fists. Feedback showed I don't need to prove masculinity his way. I have my own power, my own weapons. Security report, Rick escorted out, sitting in car outside for 30 minutes, just sitting, processing. He's processing, let him process. Media already calling, news spreading, headlines forming. Prince's explanation that responding to Purple Girl with violence would validate Rick's framing revealed sophisticated understanding that you don't defeat identity attack by proving you can perform identity they're demanding, but by demonstrating their narrow definition has no power over you, which is why Prince chose sonic weapon. Teaching Rick gender nonconformity wasn't weakness, but source of power. 2 a.m. Prince's dressing room, alone, removing makeup. Knock. Come in. Rick entered. Different energy, humbled, ears still ringing. Prince, I need to say something. Can I sit? Your ears okay? Rick sitting, ringing. But okay, I came to apologize. Pause. Tonight, I was wrong. Completely. I let ego, jealousy, resentment control me. Prince listening, not interrupting. Purple Rain, your success. Magazine covers, MTV everywhere. Made me feel invisible, like my contributions didn't matter. Like I was yesterday. I spent years pioneering funk rock fusion, years fighting for respect. Then you come along and make it look easy. Suddenly you're getting credit for what I fought for. So I convinced myself, you stole from me. You owe me. Tonight I'd take what I deserved. But grabbing your microphone? That wasn't about you. That was my insecurity, my fear of being forgotten. Emotional, the feedback. You could have punched me, had security beat me, but you used sound, made point without violence. Prince, violence is weak. Sound is power. I wanted you to feel, this is my domain, but I didn't want to hurt you permanently. Just remind you. Rick, crying. Purple Girl comment. That was low. Attacking your masculinity because I felt threatened by you, not performing masculinity the way I understand it. Truth? Your gender presentation scares me, because it challenges everything I learned about how men in funk should present. Aggressive, hyper-masculine, sexual conquest narratives, leather jackets, chest hair. That was the armor I wore to prove I was man enough for this industry. You come along in purple and eyeliner and ruffled shirts, and you're more powerful than me. That broke my brain, made me think. Maybe I've been performing wrong version of masculinity my whole career. Maybe power doesn't come from what I thought it came from. And that was terrifying. Because if you can be powerful without performing traditional masculinity, then what have I been doing all these years? What was the point of the armor? Prince. Rick, there's no wrong version. You be you. I be me. Difference is, you're performing masculinity because industry told you that's what credibility requires. I'm performing me because that's what authenticity requires. Neither of us is wrong. But you can't attack me for being me just because it challenges your understanding of what power looks like. Rick, you didn't copy me. You evolved funk, made it your own, and I should have celebrated that, not resented it. I'm sorry for invasion, for insult, for trying to steal your moment. Prince, standing, extending hand. Apology accepted. But Rick, next time you feel invisible, call me. We'll talk. We'll collaborate. Funk has many fathers. You're one, I'm another. We're brothers. Rick taking hand. Brothers? Prince pulling Rick into hug. Brothers, not competitors. Brothers. Rick's confession that Prince's gender presentation scared him revealed attack wasn't about musical theft, but about inability to process that someone could be more powerful while refusing traditional masculinity, and Prince's "you be you, I be me" reframed conflict from competition to recognition that multiple versions of performance can coexist, transforming Rick's attack into teaching moment. August 16th. No mainstream coverage. Both kept incident private. Mutual agreement. 1985. Rick James, private interview, leaked later. 1984, I invaded Prince's stage, called him Purple Girl. Tried to emasculate him because his gender presentation challenged my understanding. He defended with feedback. Brilliant, nonviolent, powerful. Taught me, ego is poison, and masculinity isn't one thing. He's more powerful wearing makeup than me in leather. That shouldn't be possible by my rules. But it is, because power comes from artistry and authenticity, not from performing aggression. 1990, collaboration discussions. Planned Funk Summit. Never completed. Rick's legal troubles. 2004. Rick died. Prince tribute at Paisley Park. Private. Performed acoustic Super Freak. Dedication. Rick James taught me funk is feeling. He felt deeply. Sometimes too deeply. That depth made him legend. He attacked me once, but I understood. Hurt people, hurt people. Underneath hurt, brother. Miss you, Rick. 2016. Prince died. Rick James's estate statement. 1984, Rick invaded Prince's stage, attacked his masculinity. Prince could have destroyed him. Instead, used sound, showed, you don't need traditional masculinity to be powerful. That lesson freed Rick from narrow definitions. Both legends reunited now. Cameo, Sheila E. I saw everything. After show, Prince told me, Rick's not enemy. He's hurting, challenged by my presentation because it breaks his rules. But I won't hurt back. I'll just remind him. My rules work for me. His rules work for him. Neither wrong, just different. That's who Prince was. Firm about boundaries, powerful in defense, but never cruel. Rick attacked his gender. Prince could have made it about proving masculinity. Instead, you don't own stage, you don't own funk, you don't own definitions. Kingdom defended, brother forgiven. What looks like identity attack is often attackers' fear about their own identity being challenged. Rick attacked Prince's gender presentation not because Prince was weak, but because Prince's power, while being gender non-conforming, threatened Rick's belief that masculine power requires traditional performance. Share this with someone who needs reminder that defending yourself doesn't mean accepting attackers' framing. Prince's lesson? Kings fight with sound, not fists. Power comes from creative control, not from performing aggression. That night taught Music World that gender nonconformity doesn't require violent defense because it's not weakness, but source of power that makes you impossible to defeat using traditional masculine strategies. Stage Invasion taught both different lessons. Rick learned gender nonconformity doesn't indicate weakness. Prince learned defending boundaries doesn't require violence. Both remembered not for conflict, but for resolution. Brothers in funk, different presentations of power, equal validity. Music won, ego lost.